rescue workers, it wasn't just a race against time. It was also an effort to keep the morale of those buried under the rubble high. And how did they do that? By constantly being in touch with them, by constantly communicating with them, speaking to them. In one such instance, firefighters in Hatay province, they spotted a man, a 65-year-old Syrian man, buried in the rubble. Piece by piece, they removed pieces of concrete, but they were in touch with him constantly. They kept boosting his morale, saying, "Don't worry, we see you, we spot you, talk to us, don't be scared, we will bring you out alive." In some instances, we've seen that ourselves. There is this fiber optic cable that they would put inside with a camera, light and a microphone for two-way communication, and that gave those who were buried in the rubble hope. Help was on its way. Take a look at this.
Nasser al-Waka sat crying for his wife and dead children, cradling baby clothes to his face. Rescue team has been able to pull out 2 of his children from under the debris. Another one too has survived. But Waka continues to wail.
This note is from Heba. This is Heba, my eldest daughter who died. It was around 4:10 a.m. The house shook. We are used to airstrikes. We are used to rockets, to barrel bombs. This is normal to us. But an earthquake, it's a God's act. This is the first time this happens with us.
Syria has been embroiled in civil war since 2011. This decade-long conflict has pushed many Syrians to seek refuge in different countries. Next-door neighbor Turkey has the most number of Syrian refugees. The 6th February earthquake hit the conflict zone of Syria and South Turkey the hardest.
I'm not sleeping at night, trying to provide for my kids. When the car shows up, 1,000 people in need rush to it. What would then be left for us? Should you stay with your kids to watch them, or you go to bring them back food? The situation is really bad.
The conflict politics is obstructing aid to quake-hit regions. On Thursday, an aid convoy from Syria's Kurdish-led region to earthquake-hit areas of the northwest was turned back.
We are standing at Jalad crossing, the 0 point. The convoy carries fuel and humanitarian aids such as blankets, which will be given to areas at northwest Syria. There are 30 fuel trucks which will be given to humanitarian organizations or the white helmets in the northwest of Syria. There will be another convoy that will cross towards the areas controlled by Syrian government, which will be distributed to our families who have suffered from earthquake.
The convoy attempted to go from a region held by the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces into an area under the control of Turkey-backed rebel factions. But 12-year-long enemies that have fought numerous bouts of conflict during the Syrian war stood in the way for relief at a grim moment.
We are actually shocked. It is astounding to us. Has delivering aid to people become a political issue? Or a crisis that we can't solve? Are we waiting for the sky to rain aid on us? We are Syrians, and we have announced that our territories and the whole area in northeast Syria is open for the entry of aid from any party whatsoever.
The Imam at the first Friday prayer since the tremors caused massive destruction couldn't hold his tears back. On ground, Syrian volunteer organizations, White Helmets, busy in rescue and relief, are angry with the UN.
Let me describe to you the situation in an honest manner. The situation in Syria now is catastrophic. If we want to talk about the role of UN, we can say it's catastrophic. The UN should now apologize to the Syrian people for the lack of help it provided and for disappointing the Syrian people and for siding with the criminal in Syria and for leaving the people without food and shelter.
Though the UN is yet to respond to White Helmet's accusations, the International Organization for Migration said it was running out of stocks in northwest Syria and called to open more border crossings from Turkey to tide this hour of crisis.
Northwest Syria, where 90% of the population depends on humanitarian assistance, is a big concern. We have reached the people there, but we need to replenish our stocks. We are running out of stocks, and we need access to bring new stocks in. The border crossing is open now, but we need to get new border crossings open.
Syrian President Bashar al-Assad and his wife visited the quake-hit areas on Friday.
They say that the West gave priority to politics over the humanitarian situation. But this is not true. To give priority to something over another, both situations must exist. As such, the political situation exists, but the humanitarian situation is non-existent for the West. The politicization of the situation is a normal thing, but the human feeling does not exist, neither now nor in the past. For 600 years, the Western occupation is based on the killing and looting of people.
But those working on ground since the first hours of the earthquake to rescue and help people are the reason that 5-year-old Ahmed today is the sole survivor of his family. They are the reason for Jama Yazid to find his year-and-a-half-old toddler amid chaos. Beyond the politics, conflict and complaints of lack of infrastructure and facilities, these rescue workers are working hard to save life from rubble. They are the Syrian heroes in this moment of crisis.